The real gap we look at between violent extremist offenders, violent extremist fighters, is how do they come back and reintegrate and be accepted in the community? That has been a challenge.
These are people who have been engaged in fighting, in violence. They've seen violence. They may be traumatized. They may be disturbed. And if they are convicted of a serious offence, they may go to prison for a very long time.
It's very difficult to engage the violent extremist offender and to get him to cooperate in such a way that it actually leads to de-radicalization.
The radicalization evolves all the time. Now they are focusing on women and children, and we need to have countermeasures.
Well, the difficulty is that although we use labels like returning foreign fighters or violent extremists, in fact, this covers a whole range of people's different motivations. For a start, adults' motivations in going off to fight may be very different from women's or from children's. And so in order to assess what motivates people, you have to look at what their background was and what led them to go off in the first place before you can understand how to change their minds or their beliefs to stop them engaging in violence.
So if we're able to do that successfully, how do they reintegrate into community, taking away stigmatization, taking away the fear of rejection, and taking away the fear of re-radicalization? So it is that gap that we need to fill in. That's why it should be an onion approach. And that makes it should be wholesome. So we need religious leaders, we need community structures, we need psychologists, we need family, we need community. Everybody needs to be in.
Perhaps the most important message is that it is not simple to do this, and there is no one way of doing that, because every individual could be very dangerous, but every individual could also be changed. And it's trying to know how you can approach each individual to give them and us the best opportunity for changing them.
It's an evolving scenario in every country, and looking at what are the best practices that are coming from other spheres. What are the things that they can take from you? What can you take from them to add to the concept of what you're doing?
And these forums are great just to bounce ideas, learn about other aspects, learn about other ways to deal with it.
I learned a lot from the other participants what they have to do with in their region. So it's very, very useful for us.
Getting a number of countries and a number of organizations together in one room and discussing these important issues will definitely help.
It has been very beneficial and very fruitful. It created a platform for people from different countries to share their experiences as it concerns PCVE.
I think it's essential. I think we won't get smarter unless we learn from each other. So obviously in different countries they have different backgrounds and different problems, and I think we can learn a great deal from them.
Well, I think UNICRI has brought together a huge range of different country experiences, academic experience, and their own experience. So I think that after the first session this morning, I wasn't sure that I would have anything very useful to add to what was already said about the work that UNICRI has been doing. So I think that they have a very, very good understanding of this difficult problem, and they're working with so many different countries to try out different programs and projects that I think that they have already added quite a lot to the knowledge base that we have.
I think the IIJ and UNICRI are working very well together. I personally have worked together with UNICRI on a number of occasions, and I believe that the shared knowledge and sharing best practices, sharing good practices, makes our partnership a very successful one.